In the third Aliyah, we hear about Gad and Reuven. Those two Shvatim, they go to Moshe Rabbeinu. And they tell him, you know what, we see huge amounts of land, we have lots of cattle, let's stay on Me'ever HaYarden, let's stay on the east side of the Yarden, and all the Jews will go to Eretz Canaan, but they'll stay on the east side. So what was Moshe's initial response? Of course he was upset, he couldn't believe it. He had two tainas on them. Number one, how can you send your brothers to fight, to go to war, and you're just going to stay home? That was one. The second one was, he writes, Vilama teni'un et leiv b'nei Yisrael. How are you're gonna diminish the morale of all the soldiers, of all the people going to fight? You're going to negatively influence other people. And he couldn't believe it. He says, this reminds me of exactly the whole Chet HaMeraglim. This is exactly what happened, essentially, when the Meraglim went and they told Bnei Yisrael, the spies told them that we don't go to Eretz Yisrael, it's dangerous, and it killed the morale and negatively influenced all of Klal Yisrael. So that's what was going on here. Now, this reminds me of a similar idea of influencing other people. I heard b'shem Rav Aaron Soloveitchik. Right, we know we're all familiar with the famous teaching of Pirkei Avos, Perek Hey, Mishnah Aleph. It says, Be'asara ma'armaros nivra ha'olam. With 10 sayings, Hashem created the world. With the word Bereshit, and then Vayomer, 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 9 more times, 10 in total. So the Mishnah explains why. Why was there 10? So the Mishnah explains, in order to give punishment for those who ruin in the world that God created through sinning, and in order to give tenfold the schar for whenever they do a mitzvah and uphold the creation, the world that was created, they will get tenfold the reward. So Rav Aaron Soloveitchik pointed out, he explained even further, what it's also teaching us is that don't think that when we act and we do something, it's just us. It's just affecting us and nobody else. But anytime we do something, there are people who get affected by it. There are people who see us. There are people who feel us. There's energy in the air. And whatever we do has influence and effects far-reaching to family, to friends, to strangers, communities, and the world at large, and even for generations to come.